my goal is to try to get people who can't understand where we're coming from, where you see what's going on in the world right now.
I panicked a little bit.
Hey man, it brings back the old days.
But I was always ready to go. Like, oh, anytime you show up to the party with this, it better be drinkable.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Sports time.
Sports time.
Sports time. So again, we got my boy Anthony. He's riding the pine a little bit right now. So we'll do our best to muscle through this. See if we can't get this done for you guys. Just kind of wanted to jump in here. First thing I want to kind of just address. We had the 1 year anniversary of Kobe's passing. Kind of a touchy day a little bit, but you know what? I think it inspired some people, at least in the place I worked. We all got together and said, "Hey, dude, keep that Mamba mentality rolling." You know what I mean? Like let's make that shit something to be celebrated. So, shout out to the GOAT.
Shout out to Kobe.
Kobe Bean Bryant.
Yep.
There you go.
And just before we move on from that, it's like I didn't know how much Kobe meant to me until after we lost him.
Demise, yes.
And then it's been like a quick year because it's been a very tough year, like globally.
Right.
But it just, you see that the impact is still there. A year later, it's just very fresh for a lot of people still. And I kind of hate it because I'm like watching Instagram, which there's nothing good on Instagram. And I'm over there getting like all kind of emotional. I'm not crying, but I'm like, fuck, like
a tear fell.
Like why you gotta make me feel like this? So it's definitely has a huge impact, bigger than I thought it would, and lasted a lot longer than I thought it would, honestly, for me too.
Yeah.
So
there's not many people that I've come across in my life, sports figures or whoever, that kind of hit me as hard. You know what I mean? So
shout out Kobe, and Gianna.
Yeah.
But then I think like Steph Curry, he shouted out all the families that
right,
passed during that incident. So shout out to everybody, or our condolences to those families that were impacted a year ago. So it's tough.
Yeah. And with that said, man, the Lakers seem to be kind of rolling on with that Mamba mentality as well, man. They're looking good. I think they just beat the Cavaliers the other day. And I'm mad at it, man. Repeat season?
I think so. I mean, at least to the finals, right?
Yeah, I'd assume they get there.
I mean, they used the field last year for Kobe to kind of push through and find some source of inspiration. Obviously, you got a great team there still. They reloaded. They got good chemistry. They look good.
Yeah.
But it's too soon. It's too soon to really have your favorites, like even in the Western Conference. So
agreed.
Like I said, I think the Jazz are on a 10-game win streak. So it's unsure if they're even going to be a contender
later
in the year.
In the beginning of the season.
Yeah, exactly. How legit is it?
Yeah. So speaking of that, man, I hear some talks about Bradley Beal perhaps being traded to the Lakers.
Yeah, it won't happen.
Yeah.
It won't happen. He's too good.
What's his name? The commissioner will come down and veto the fucking deal. And
who would they had to give up a lot for him?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like
you lose everybody you had, and you just throw everything off. So he's not going nowhere. If anything, they can't let him go because they have nothing else.
Yeah, I think too. You can have too much. Sometimes more is not always the best thing. You know what I mean? So.
And the funny thing is, I was driving home today and I was thinking about like Russell Westbrook, and I wanted to shit all over him in this podcast today.
Yeah.
As I typically do, because I'm kind of over that guy. But I feel like it's not enough of the season that's been played yet. They've been hit with the most COVID-19 restrictions. So like they had a bunch of players out. They actually postponed or missed 10 games this season so far. So they've been hit harder than any other NBA team this year. So I can't. It's too early to tell how that's going to work out. All I know is Bradley Beal's a baller.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's also becoming a loser.
Yeah.
In Washington. So I hope that they either get smart, trade him away, try to get some pieces, or he demands a trade, like every other superstars in the league's doing, because I think he deserves to at least go and play for a winning team.
What do you think he's a good fit at?
Anywhere. He, like, unlike the Russell Westbrooks and James Harden's, where you don't know how good they're going to be when they leave, he will be good anywhere he goes. He's a complete baller, great scorer, two-way player, good teammate, and he just goes out there and gives everything he has, and that's why he scores a lot of points, and they still lose, and they still get blown out.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he has the most 40-point games and the most losses.
Yeah, I saw that.
So,
too.
I mean, the guy's a baller. He can do good anywhere.
It's an unfortunate situation, man.
Right.
He's clearly frustrated. Clearly, he wants to be winning. You know what I mean? These guys don't play this shit to lose. So, Hopefully, man. Hopefully, he finds a situation there. And Russell Westbrook, man, just looks disappointing. You know, I will take the moment to shit all over Russell Westbrook. I don't know, man. And when he argues, he was arguing with John Wall the other day, and I'm looking at him, just like, man, you look weird when you argue. You know what I mean? He's always like, oh, fucking, what are you doing? You know, I don't know. It's just weird.
They showed pictures of him next to John Wall, and he was like, "That's my boy." Like, calm down. You know? So,
yeah, man. So we'll see what happens there. Nets.
Nets. I don't know. I don't know where you want. We've already talked about the Nets over and over.
Yeah, I just want to bring them up I want to track their progress.
They're doing fine. When KD's in the lineup, they're a powerhouse.
KD is
completely
an amazing player. Yeah,
they're saying that he's having a better season, like one of the best seasons coming off of injury in NBA history. Of course, the guy is a complete beast. So the Nets look good when KD's in the lineup. Obviously, he takes games off to rest, and then he comes back in, and so they're manipulating his schedule a little bit to accommodate for that. So the Nets are going to be fine in the East. The Lakers did lose on a last shot by Tobias Harris. I think it was last night.
Yeah, it was
but they're kind of saying like, you know, it's looking good for the Sixers, and I don't know. Doc Rivers, I mean, his last good run was with the Celtics.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far he's going to get them if he's a coach to get him over the hump. But did you see that play that they were trying to say was a flagrant 2?
I did not.
Called a flagrant 1.
I didn't see it. No.
Embiid went up to go and pretty much posterized LeBron James. LeBron kind of pushed him in the air. They called a flagrant 1, and Embiid just went down, hit the floor hard. Okay. And so they were saying it should have been a flagrant 2. I didn't really see it. I didn't see a flagrant 2.
It seems like you didn't think it was a flagrant foul at all. Yeah, I'm assuming he just didn't make a play on the ball.
He did. He kind of just pushed him out of the way. Like, you're not gonna posterize me.
I'm not gonna just sit here and let this happen. Yeah, I'm
not
mad at that.
And that depends on the angle you watch it. So some of them look very light, but they're saying the Sixers look good this year too. I haven't kept up with the Sixers, so I'm not sure. But I don't know who else is looking good out of the East other than the Nets. The Nets aren't even looking that great.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's early. Well, you know, this is all speculation at this point. You know, something I wanted to bring up. I was well. First, I guess let's jump into the big thing here, and then I'll kind of close with a topic I got here. But we got our Super Bowl picks. We know who's going. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your boy Tom Brady will face off against Patrick Mahomes. As I said last week, man, I really thought that if Tom was able to pull this one off, get back to another Super Bowl, that'd be a huge accomplishment for his career. So it shows that he's not just a system quarterback, that he's able to actually, I mean, fuck, dude, the Buccaneers are doing shit last year. So it really kind of shows how one guy could come into an organization and make a difference like that when you are that guy. And I like I said, if he was able to do it, especially if he wins it, argument hands down, man, Tom Brady's the fucking man.
I already feel like he's the man. I don't look at the Patriots as being, oh, Tom Brady was in the system. He had one of the iciest fucking mentalities when it came to winning football.
Yeah.
Like, only thing that mattered was a fucking Super Bowl championship. It did not matter. The accolades didn't matter anything.
Yeah.
They got it done. Now, do I give the organization credit for putting pieces that no one thought would be worth a damn? Yeah. Of course. Do I give credit to Bill Belichick, who pounds the ball when a team doesn't have a good rushing defense? Of course. But you got a guy like Tom Brady. So here's the thing I always think about when I think about Tom Brady. Would a person like Tom Brady in my life make me better? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why he goes down to Tampa. He makes those guys who have been bad for so long. Yeah. He makes a coach like Bruce Arians, who retired and was on the market, hot coach. He makes him look like a lapdog, like a puppy dog. Like, oh, thank you for taking me to the Super Bowl. Yeah. It's because of that winner mentality. So I'm already like, the impact that he has on these professional athletes is crazy. They say when he speaks, every goddamn person in the room is just listening. So I knew that once he gets back, I mean, it's anybody's game when you get to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Nerves come up. Some players have never been there. Some players have. So you got to, it's just all who shows up on that Sunday. And we talk about it all the time. Any given Sunday, anybody can pull it off. But Tom is a goddamn GOAT in my eyes. So.
Tom seems to know how to get his team prepared, like you were mentioning, right? He has the inspiration aspect to him. that he can kind of fire up a locker room, get the team going. And I'd say in the championship game, man, their defense looked great, dude.
Yeah.
They really came to play. 5 sacks, man.
Against a good offensive line.
Yeah, fucking Aaron Rodgers, man. It's not like the guy can't move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And they got him 5 times. But now we got Patrick Mahomes on the other end there, man.
Yeah.
And then he's definitely not a bad quarterback. Somebody asked a question, so I'll pose it to you, James. If Patrick Mahomes is able to defeat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, does that make Mahomes the GOAT?
No.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Couldn't agree more.
And my answer to that individual was simply this. Patrick Mahomes, he's good. He's got a great team, though. But he has room to grow. There's obviously areas in his game that can get better. And that's the scary part, too. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he's not good. He's good. But there's areas that he can get better at. He doesn't really have full control of that offense. They do a lot of the play calls. They run a certain scheme, and he just is good at running that scheme. He's also never played without talent. So he has 2 of the top 3 receivers, and one of them's a tight end.
Yeah.
As far as yards go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Travis Kelce's one of the best tight ends. He's a security blanket. Tyreek Hill, I think the fastest guy that can just blow by any defender.
Which makes it super easy on you. If
And
all
you got
you
a
got to do is
strong
be able
arm.
to get the ball down the field.
And
You know
Mahomes
what I
has
mean?
one of the strongest arms in the league.
And the fact that Mahomes can run like that means that you can't just play deep coverage all the time. You got to have somebody to spy him. You got to have somebody in that field, or he's gone. You know what I mean?
And like I told you before, when Mahomes rolls out, right when they hike the ball, when he rolls out, that play will break down. The coverage will break down. And his arm is strong. He's going to hit you when you're open.
Yeah, and he can throw it on the move too. Yeah,
yards after the catch. You know, so there's a lot that they can do. Now, my only hesitation with picking the Chiefs over the Patriots is I can't go against Tom Brady, and paired with the good defense, right? The defense is playing well. In some of Mahomes' biggest games, I'm talking about like prime time, and maybe it's not last year, maybe the year before, comes out flat first half, and then I don't know if this defense is going to let up the second half. You know what I mean? So they can't fall behind first half, but I can't go against Tom Brady, so I'm going to go ahead and pick the Buccaneers, just based off experience and impact and defense alone.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think you never want to give Tom Brady a measurable lead. You know what I mean? The guy's good. He's calculated. He controls the game. He manages it well. Probably damn near, if not the best, definitely in the top tier. Either way you look at it, of all time. I mean, what is this? How many Super Bowls is this for Tom now?
11.
Jesus fucking
10.
Christ,
This
dude.
might be 10.
Yeah, so I mean, just looking at that in itself,
I think it's
says a
11.
lot. What the fuck is up there, dude?
It's
like,
regardless.
Jesus Christ.
Regardless,
Yeah.
just him making it that many times.
Yeah.
And coming out with 6 of them.
Right. Yeah. 6 and maybe a 7th. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking. So that
He wins at 7th. Does he retire?
no.
He keeps going?
I think he could still play.
Yeah.
I think he'll, as long as he can be effective. I think he stays in the league.
Stays healthy.
Yeah. But
That's true. That's the mentality he has.
yeah, and to your point, I agree. I think the Bucks defense looks good. They're firing on all cylinders. I think though the Chiefs defense is not their strong suit, and so I'd say pairing that against Tom Brady, I think they're in trouble. Personally, I think that'll be a tough matchup for them. So I mean, and we'll see what happens there. Don't forget they got Antonio Brown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't forget, dude.
They got Antonio Brown, they got Gronk, they got Mike Evans, they got weapons.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell.
No, the Chiefs do.
Oh,
The Chiefs got Le'Veon
So that's what
Bell.
they're saying too. Like the 2 Steelers are going to Super Bowl.
Yeah, without the Steelers,
yeah.
without Big Ben.
Yeah, that guy really collapsed anyway. So I'm excited for it. My pick's gonna be the Bucks. I think they're gonna go ahead and take it. I just fucking Tom Brady's just so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they're gonna win.
All right, so let's move over to MMA. So we got Conor McGregor just got his ass handed to him in the second round.
Yeah,
second round, right?
Yeah.
And who do you fight?
Poirier.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty
Whoever
sure
that
it's
is.
Dustin Poirier.
There you go. Okay.
And this is their second time fighting. They fought like what, 6 years ago?
It was a
Something
long
like
time
that.
ago, yeah.
It was like 2014.
Okay.
Conor looked like he was in a boxing match and he was not moving well.
Right.
And so Conor can strike with the best of them when he's trained that way. When he's one of the best at angles and getting in there and hitting you with some power. He looked like when he was taking those shots, he looked like he was reverting to some of that boxing training he's been going through. and he couldn't dodge those. He couldn't move like he was before he went into that world. And he just, he caught a few of them. And the thing with Conor is if you catch him and you start landing them, I mean, he's known to get a little wobbly.
A little flustered.
Sure. And just because he gets wobbly though doesn't mean necessarily that he's going down right away, because we've seen him come back from some real hard hits.
Nate Diaz threw his hands at him often.
100%. And Nate doesn't hit lightly. You know what I mean? So yeah, just because Conor takes the hits doesn't mean he's necessarily going down. But yeah, it just seemed like the momentum was too much for him, and yeah, it was interesting to watch.
Yeah, and I mean, even hearing Conor talk about it a little bit after the fight, he was kind of specifying the fact that, he's kind of removed himself from the world as far as the training and everything, that real kind of grit as far as being, in the cage and all of that. And he's attributing a lot of this to that, and he seems to be fairly humbled in these days as opposed to how he used to be. He used to be real fucking, you know what I mean, just no respect.
His last two fights were very humble against Cowboy and Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think that's probably how he is normally, like naturally.
Right.
I think a lot of what we were seeing is mostly an act, and it was a lot of mind games to get into, like Diaz and all those other guys' heads, because it works. You know what I mean? Like he had them so riled up. By the time they got to the cage, So I think a lot of it is an act. I mean, I'm sure the underlying behaviors are just exaggerated, you know what I mean? So
right.
At heart, he's probably a little bit of an asshole, but he definitely kind of seems like he's matured a lot. And I was interested to see how he would do, like his first fight being back after so long of messing around with all the other stuff he's been messing around with. And like you said, that boxing training, it kind of seems like since that was the most recent training that he was like really focusing on, it seems like he kind of just reverted back to that. But he I don't know. I think he's gonna come back stronger, and the next fight that we see from him, I think we'll see a better performance.
Yeah, more focused.
Yeah, I think too. I don't think he's just kind of guy to get knocked down and stay down. I think he's the kind of guy to kind of get back, refocus, kind of really, you know what I mean, get back in the driver's seat and just pedal to the metal. You know what I mean? So looking forward to it. Looking forward to see him come back. That'll be interesting. Too, man, Eminem and Dana White had that fucking weird thing going on there.
I don't know what the fuck was that about.
It's like promotion, dude. Yeah. But it touches on Travis's point. A lot of this shit's an act. You know what I mean? It sells tickets, gets people pumped up. You're more
drives
invested.
That payday.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's what they're all doing.
The dollar.
Yeah, that's So I mean, it's like Mayweather. I mean, I think he's an asshole regardless, but that's why he's so popular, though. It's because he's an asshole, and it's like WWF.
But like last episode too, the mobster mentality.
Yeah,
Conor kind of lives flamboyantly and just fucking don't give a fuck. This is what I want, and he manifested his whole fucking career based off the tactics of just talk and drumming up that excitement. And you don't like me, but I'm gonna fucking knock you out. He backed it up, which 100%. Is a huge part.
You got to do it, right? Otherwise.
But he kind of just manifested this by just having that mentality of just like, okay, I'm gonna talk shit to you because you can't fucking fight me, you can't beat me,
right?
And he went out and he beat anybody who stepped up to him. So
and it's easy to forget too that he's fighting against like the elite of the elite. You know what I mean? So even when he does get knocked out, like he could still say that shit because 99.9% of the people out there on in public, like, you know what I mean, you're not gonna fucking touch him. So
I'm really glad you specified that the 99.9.
Well, I'm just saying.
So I'll fucking throw hands, son.
No, you're definitely in that.
You know what I like about Conor though? He's humble in all of his losses.
Right.
Yeah.
Even the bad blood between Nate Diaz and him, he's like, got me. Like he had a great night. Yeah. He's humble in all his losses. He'll talk shit completely up until the point, but he is humble in his losses.
Yeah, he doesn't like double down on his assholeness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would look bad if he did, right?
100%.
But I mean, if you get your ass whooped, to me, the reality is there is no other option. Like you just need to be like, you know what I mean? Okay, I got to refocus, retrain, and hopefully I get another match at it. When you get your ass whooped and you're still talking shit, it's like, come on, you look pathetic, dude.
I think that normally happens when guys take it personally. You know what I mean? Like if you're really that fired up and that you hate that person, even after you get your ass beat, you're still talking shit. It's because it's a personal matter, and I think because of that, it kind of shows a level of professionalism that Conor has. Even though it doesn't really come through that way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like it'd be easy for him to be bitter and keep talking shit even after the fact, but like he's a professional about it. Yeah. Afterwards, he's like, okay, the thing is done. No need for this act anymore. You know what I mean?
It just drops right away.
100%.
And the thing I like too is that he doesn't ever say like, oh, well, he landed a lucky punch.
No.
There's no luck involved. When he gets beat, he's like, I didn't perform. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. He had a great fight. He had a great approach. That's where like you have that like professionalism that kind of, it's like fake. For him it's not, because a lot of those guys are like, well, you know, he put up a good fight, but he landed that, you know, his lucky punch and knocked me out. No, he will take his losses humbly, and that's why I think people still like watching him fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Because win or lose, he's gonna go out there, he's gonna talk shit before. This one he didn't. With Cerrone he didn't. But he's still gonna entertain you. You're still looking for him to go out and showcase his skills.
Right. And that he does have skills.
Yeah, man. Who's he fight next?
He wanted Khabib came out talking shit.
Yeah,
I don't want to see a Khabib Conor fight. I don't
either.
Because Conor's one weakness is like, I feel like I could choke out Conor. Like that's his one weakness. Like, he'll fucking knock me out, kick me around.
His striking,
you know, his striking's great. It's elite. He's prone to getting submitted.
Right.
Nate Diaz, they were throwing hands the whole fucking fight, but when Nate Diaz got a chance to choke him,
that's when it was over.
It was over.
Yep.
Khabib, one of the, if not the undisputed best grappler in the world.
100%. Yeah.
Once he got him on the ground, there was not even close.
No.
Elite level grappler. Conor has none of those skills.
No. I mean, I think he has them, but they're not ingrained in the level that Khabib or Diaz has them. You know what I mean? Like, once
they're secondary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like for him, it's all about the striking, and it pays off when he can do it. But yeah, as soon as somebody builds momentum on him, gets him wobbly, gets him on the ground, and gets him in a submission, he's done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to see him fight Khabib. I also don't know if I want to see him.
Jake Paul?
I don't want to see him fight Jake Paul.
Logan Paul.
No, Logan Paul's fighting Mayweather. That's been pushed back.
Oh, man.
That was supposed to happen in February.
I was so pumped up.
And we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Mayweather came on talking shit about Conor. And I'm like, dude, you are, again, 49-0. And you signed the contract to fight a YouTuber who's like 0-2.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, don't comment on professional sports anymore. Yeah. You're fucking fighting rough and rowdy, barstool fucking style.
Right.
And you shouldn't be in that arena giving this guy, I don't care what the payday is. Mayweather can make money every single day till he dies from here on out. He's got the name, he's got everything he needs. He's got the network of people. Doesn't need to fight Logan Paul.
And I think it's just for the sheer fact of staying relevant. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying that he's still not a great fighter, but, you know, he's not exactly young anymore either. Well, and, you know, he's, you know, the top level fighters, you know, maybe still he can probably handle them, but, you know, he's not getting any younger.
Well, maybe, and he doesn't want to get that loss under his belt. Yeah, but again, like we were saying with Conor, I think Mayweather's made his name by being that guy that talked a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? That's that. I think that is him. As we were saying, Conor is probably maybe some underlying thing there, but I think this is Mayweather. I think that's just who he is. I think he's been that good for so long that he never had to get humbled. You know what I mean? Like no one can humble him. You know what I mean? It was just like, fuck it. I've talked all this shit because I've never lost a fight. You know what I mean? A professional fight, at least.
I'm interested to hear the shit talk because when he tells a professional boxer who does it for a living, you're not gonna hit me. Like, you're not gonna touch me.
Yeah.
When he tells it to Logan Paul, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit, because he's not a boxer. Like, yeah. So
no surprise.
What else you got? Like,
right.
Are you guys gonna compare like status, like
well, I thought
celebrity status, or what the fuck?
I thought when Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, I thought that was kind of like, to me, in my opinion, I thought Mayweather was kind of like putting on a show.
The last reach.
Yeah.
I thought it was the last reach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know, but I still think the fight. I think Mayweather could have probably kicked his ass, you know what I mean? Just straight up boxed him, but I think Mayweather was a little more like, all right, let's kind of get he probably bet on himself to win in whatever round he won in. That's what he fucking does, you know what I mean? And if you can imagine that though, I'm gonna put $50 million on me to win in round 6 by fucking knockout and then be able to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, fuck yeah, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? But so I think there was a lot of that with that fight too. I think it's more for show, and I think. And when you're fighting these guys, you can definitely do that. You can, I don't care, dude. You're not. Come on, get real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a Tom Brady to come down to play against a fucking high school football team. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Come
Yeah.
on, get real.
Top
Like,
corner.
you wouldn't respect it.
Yeah, well,
No.
no, yeah. I mean, it would like, hey,
It's like 54-3.
like, what are you bullying
You're like,
them
what the
for,
hell
dude?
happened?
Yeah, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Uh-huh.
But see,
Yeah.
I think part of us wants to see like the Paul brothers get
Mhm.
their ass handed to them.
Right.
You
I
know
know-
what? Nobody likes that.
okay.
Either way.
Jake Paul,
Mhm.
he's gonna fight Ben Askren, right? Ex MMA fighter.
Okay.
Now he's boxing he's fighting a MMA fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're diluting the sports here. And
Right.
part of me thinks that yes, we did open the floodgates when Conor fought Mayweather.
Mayweather,
Yes.
Mhm.
But that's supposed to be like one time. That's an exhibition to me.
Right. Right.
Top of the sport,
Mhm.
they meet, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Even on the way out, Mayweather. But for like these guys to go and cross and
Mhm.
fight and like I just don't understand what we're doing for the sport here.
No, yeah, it's not progressing either sport. Like, in general, I think it's still the same thing. They're trying to make it an exhibition, but it's like, honestly, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. the only thing I'm happy about is it's 8 rounds, not
Yeah,
12.
right,
So I'm
right.
like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
8 rounds.
Yeah, get it over quick.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Who's opening up? Who opened up for? Is it YG? Opened
Oh,
up
yeah.
for Mike Tyson.
Jesus Christ, yeah. that
Well,
was-
what's
fucking
the concert
weird.
before the fight, and what's
Yeah,
going
I
on
know,
after the
that'll-
fight?
That'll be the most
Right.
hype
You know?
fucking that you see anyway.
For sure.
So
Rihanna's coming down. You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
they ain't gonna get Rihanna.
yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, let's get real.
Janet Lopez's left boob making a reappearance.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap up sports time for you guys.
Hold
We
on.
covered.
I just want to ask a question. Did you just say Janet Lopez?
He did, and he did, and I tried
Janet
to brush
Jackson.
over that.
No, you know
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Come on,
No,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
literally sitting here like, wait, that's
It's
not,
been
that's
it's
not
been
the-
a long
that's
day.
not the fucking
Janet
name.
Jackson
I was like, do we work with
I was
her?
thinking of
Yeah.
Jay Lopez.
Yeah.
Who? I want to see it. You know?
I like Latinas.
Hey, yeah, it sounds like a left boob I don't want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Anyway.
So you know me, guys. I got to be a little bit of just put a little bit of show on for you
Yeah.
guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Keep you entertained.
Appreciate that.
Exactly. So we covered everything for you guys. Give us your guys' opinion. Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going on in the sports world. So until next time.
All right, guys. Yeah, we appreciate your time. As always, if you enjoyed that, go ahead and send that to a friend. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Share it,
Definitely get the word out there, man. You know what I mean? We're counting on you guys to kind of help us spread the word. So, if you liked it, do so. If you didn't, leave a comment. Tell me why you hated it.
All right.
All right, man.